Hello and welcome to this little video about the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. We all have Sagittarius in us somewhere. If you were born when the sun was in that part of the sky which is called Sagittarius, then you have a Sagittarius sun sign. But you could have been born when other planets were in the sector of the sky called Sagittarius, and so if so, you'll have some of these traits anyway. What is the sign of Sagittarius all about? Well, it's a fearless, boundlessly enthusiastic and irrepressible fire sign. It's the last and the highest of the three fire signs, and as such it demonstrates really that mysterious flame of hope and faith and endless belief in something else, something greater. And Sagittarius really cannot be persuaded that nothing exists. As far as Sagittarius is concerned, you go on and you go higher and everything is just more glorious and more fabulous. And it refuses to believe in something that's banal or drab or it has a limit. It can't bear the concrete earthy things that put boundaries around it. For Sagittarius, and let's face it, there is an arrow involved in this symbolism. For Sagittarius, it's about shooting that arrow and going after it into higher and higher and higher flames of belief and hope. And so consequently, this zodiac sign is a great one to have around because it doesn't get depressed. If Sagittarians themselves do get depressed, oh my goodness, they get depressed. They go down like a prick balloon. But generally, because of this endless and boundless enthusiasm, this fiery, surging brightness, they tend to be very bouncy and forward-thinking and enthusiastic, and they can't really kind of like be put down, and which can be quite irritating really, because they can stand there in what is obviously very difficult circumstances. So they can stand in the middle of a thunderstorm or a hurricane or something, right, with black skies, and they can go, yeah, well, you know, it's all going to be absolutely fine in about half an hour. You mark my word, the sun's going to come out. And you think, that's ridiculous. Sometimes their enthusiasm borders on, yeah, you know, are they really connected here? But you have to laugh because honestly, without that such confidence, you know, then the world would be a much more difficult and challenging place. So Sagittarians, or Sagittarius zodiac sign, has the least worries of all the zodiac signs. The sign doesn't worry about anything. It's just filled with confidence and that's it. Sagittarians love adventure, they love travel, they love movement, going forward. They love learning, but the learning that they want to do must be the pure whole truth. Nothing but the purest and the best information is good enough for them. If they think somebody is trying to teach them who isn't worthy, doesn't know so much, or if they disbelieve or can't quite accept what they're being taught, they will be massively disrespectful of it. They will just cut off and disappear. These are the kids in school who, if they realised that the teacher didn't know much about the subject they were teaching, they would just switch off. For them, everything has to be the absolute truth, and that's it. For this reason, they tend to kind of get out of education. They either survive it and go on to become teachers, or they get out of it because they can't tolerate what they're listening to. They know it's not right. So Sagittarians themselves tend not to listen to people. They tend to, if they look as if they're listening, they're just waiting for a gap so that they then can start speaking. They don't like to listen to other people, especially. They like to listen to themselves. They make great teachers because of this. They are often involved with faith or religion. You can often find them working in one of the religious environments, or maybe just a new age spiritual environment, because this is something that they're always interested in, you know, what is on the other side. They can be very slapdash with money, keys. They're terrible at timekeeping. Diaries, they hate diaries because they can't stand boundary. Nothing must stop the Sagittarius enthusiasm. So if there's a boundary and there's a set of dates in there or appointments, then the Sagittarius feels hopelessly bound by these. Oh, it doesn't want that much prediction. Sagittarius likes life to be instantaneous, on the spur of the moment, just because you feel like it. doesn't want to have to work to a set of dates in a diary. It really depresses them, so they tend not to do it. Money, oh God, they're hopeless with money. I mean, they really are hopeless with money. They buy presents on a whim, right? So they go into a shop and it's, I'll have that and I'll have that. They don't try it on, they don't think about it. And then when they get home and it isn't right, they never take it back because they don't go back over anything. So it just sits in the wardrobe and they don't use it. They can be reckless spending on holidays. They can spend £2,000 on a holiday. Let's have a big holiday. And then they tend to be stingy over small things. So they won't buy the holiday insurance, which would have cost, what, £50? Spend £2,000 on a holiday, risk it, but don't get the £50 travel insurance because you don't need all that. The Sagittarius doesn't believe that anything's ever going to happen to them anyway, so why would they want insurance? Let's look at the secret fears of Sagittarius, because actually, deep inside, they have fears. And if you're a Sagittarius, you've just turned off right now because you don't want to hear what I'm going to say. Sagittarians don't like to hear things like this. The secret fear of a Sagittarius, well, there's two really. The first one is that they should ever have to go back over anything. So let's take a car journey, for instance. Let's say they're on a car journey and they've gone down the wrong road. They cannot turn around, make a three-point turn and go back down the road. This is a secret fear. This is something that is beyond what their energy is all about. So rather than do that, they will drive on and they will turn right or turn left and go around in a great big circle and go back to the place that they should be. But what they won't do is turn around and go back. It's impossible for them to turn around and go back over anything. It's a real fear. And the other huge fear that they have is being wrong. Now, this is a kind of a pathological fear with them, really, and it cuts right to the very heart of them. It cuts right to fears of their existence and survival. They fear annihilation if they're wrong, so they can never be wrong. They will never, ever, ever admit that they're wrong. Even when all the evidence says they're wrong, the Sagittarius will just sniffily throw their head back and that's it, they're right. Well, I'm right. Well, there's the evidence. Well, I'm sorry, no, I'm right, and that's it. Or they would just kind of go la 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 in their heads. They cannot bear to be told or even think that they were wrong. It's just too painful, seriously, seriously painful. So it's not possible for them to admit this. This can be very irritating if you're a person who has a lot to do with a Sagittarian, because you can't ever tell them anything. They know it all and they're never wrong. As they were born knowing everything. Nobody can ever teach them anything. So this can be a little irritating. But on the other hand, you know, they're irrepressible. They're always first on the karaoke. They're great to be friends with. They'll always cheer you up when you're down. And so for that reason, you know, they're very fun to have around. They have dreams, massive dreams. They always have dreams. There are always dreams in their heads. And what you mustn't do if you're with a Sagittarius is destroy those dreams. You must not try to explain to them that it can't happen. You mustn't point out that it would require vast sums of money which they haven't got. You must let them have those dreams, because those dreams are the arrow that they shoot and go after. And this is their reason for living. So if you want to lose your little Sagittarian friend, destroy their dreams and you've lost your friend. They can't bear it. They can't bear anything like that. Their endless optimism is what they are all about, their gut instinct, and their verve and their forward-thinking joy of life. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that. I did all that dressed in red because it's a fire sign, but also I have a Christmas tree behind me. And the reason that is there is because Sagittarius in the Northern Hemisphere is the sign which is active just before Christmas. The sun does move into Capricorn on the 21st of December, so by the time we get to Christmas Day, then we are actually with the sun in Capricorn, but only 4 days in. For most of the time that we're partying and we're shopping and we're having fun and we're all being crazy, the sun is in Sagittarius. Really, Christmas is all about Sagittarius in terms of that friendliness and that optimism and spending far too much money and drinking far too much wine and partying all the time. This is the time of Sagittarius. And so I filmed this when Sagittarius is very important in the sky right now, but also during this season, because I think it's important to get over to people the qualities of the zodiac sign, and this is something that represents it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It was lovely speaking to you. I've made 12 of these videos, so hunt around for any more that might interest you. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.